Tribunal and Accra High Court will later today decide whether CEO of defunct Menzgold business, Appiah Mensah, aka Nam1, walks away a free man or opens his defense in a case that commenced in September 2018 when the Securities and Exchange Commission directed the gold dealership firm to shut down its gold trading activities. Menzgold Ghana Limited and Brew Marketing Consult Ghana Limited, entities owned by Appiah Mensah, have been charged with selling gold without a license, operating a deposit-taking business without a license, defrauding by false pretense, fraudulent breach of trust, inducement to invest, and money laundering. Nam1, who is currently on a 500 million Ghana cedis bill with 4 sureties, has so far pleaded not guilty to all charges. Let's get more on this. We go to Latif Idrisu. He's currently at the court. What's the update on this case, Latif?
Well, so for the update is that I'm not actually at the High Court.
The update is that I'm not actually at the High Court. As you would see behind me, I'm at the Supreme Court because the trial judge on the Nam1 case, he is also a judge at the Court of Appeal. As we speak, he is sitting on a case at the Court of Appeal, so he is not available to take up his additional responsibility as a High Court judge this morning. Thus, the case has been rescheduled to tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning. So it's disappointment for victims of the Menzgold Saga who thronged the court complex this morning, hoping that the judge will rule and say Nam1 should open his defense. That didn't happen. They would have to wait at least for some 24 more hours for that ruling, if indeed that is the direction the judge would go with regards to the no-case application that was filed by lawyers for Nam1. So that is the situation right now. The case has been rescheduled to tomorrow because the judge, he is also a judge at the Court of Appeal, and he's sitting on a case right now, and so he's not available to take up his additional responsibility as a High Court judge. So the case has been rescheduled to tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning. I'm here for still at the Supreme Court because there is a case here that the Supreme Court will make a determination of. It has to do with the National Security Minister, Albert Kandapah, versus Oliver Barker-Vormawor. You recall that Oliver Barker-Vormawor made some pronouncements that governments and the National Security Minister, for that matter, invited him into a meeting and tried to impress on him to ditch his idea of conducting protests with the Fix the Country movement, and they sought to get him to ditch the idea by giving him some amount of money. That pronouncement by Oliver Barker-Vormawor, according to the minister, National Security Minister, ruined his reputation, if you like, and so he ran to the the High Court with some damages. He wants the court to get Oliver Barker-Vormawor to pay to him. Oliver Barker-Vormawor and his lawyers also contested this and asked the National Security Minister some 17 questions at the High Court. Mr. Kandapah, through his lawyers, told the High Court that the question Oliver Barker-Vormawor and his lawyers want him to answer, they border on national security, and so he is unable to answer those questions. Oliver Barker-Vormawor and his lawyers then came to the Supreme Court. They want the Supreme Court to impress upon the National Security Minister to answer those questions. So this morning, just a few minutes from now, the Supreme Court will make a determination on that matter, whether or not to force the National Security Minister to answer those 17 questions or otherwise. That is why we are here at the Supreme Court, to get to know what exactly the ruling of the Supreme Court would be with regards to this particular matter. Firstly,
Chief, we'll be back to you at 12 p.m. I'm sure by then the case would have already been heard. Let's do something.